Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear student of class 10, I hope you are all well by the grace of Almighty Allah. I am Shariful Islam, your biology teacher. Today I would like to deliver the lecture 1 chapter 12, Heredity in Organisms and Evolution. In our previous classes, we have discussed this chapter with another 3 separate part, and we delivered lecture on this chapter. We discuss about the explain in concept of heredity. Then we know the definition of heredity. Then describe the content containing the behavior materials obtained through generations, like as components that are heredity materials, behavior features to the offspring from generation to generation. There we learned about chromosome, about DNA, the formation of DNA, structure of DNA, function of DNA, or structure features of DNA. And we also know about to develop a DNA model. How can we develop a DNA model? Then we know about RNA. At last we know about gene. Then we know the experiment of Mendel's law. This is most important, DNA replication. DNA test. And last, we also discussed about determination of human sex, their autosome, sex chromosome. We also discussed about this chart. All male person contain X and Y chromosome, and female are contain just X and X chromosome. And after crossing sperm and ovum, X and X together make a zygote. XS is a girl baby. XY create a boy baby. To make a boy baby, there is need a Y chromosome that is supplied from male gamete, male person gamete. So birth of male baby or girl baby, it depends on the gamete of male person. There is no responsibility of female person, because female person cannot carry the Y gamete or Y chromosome that are the responsible for the creating a male baby. And then we discussed about the genetic disorder, some genetic disorder like as color blindness and then thalassemia. This is important chart about thalassemia. And then last we discussed about theories of evolution of organisms. There are a chart of evolution. There shows all animals or plants are from protist or protozoans. Then the theory of Darwin or Darwinism. There are some natural events that follows the Darwin or Darwinism. There is some contract like as increase of generation in excessive bread, limited food and shelter, struggle for survival, interspecific struggle, then interspecific struggle, struggle with environment, then variation, then natural selection, etc., etc. Then origin of new species. And at last we discussed about the significance of evolution in surviving of species. At last there is some question attested with the end of the chapter, like what is RNA, what is gene, why is a chromosome called a physical basis of heredity, what is an autosome, what does thalassemia mean. We discuss this question serially. First, what is RNA? RNA stands for ribonucleic acid. It is composed of 5-carbon ribose sugar, inorganic phosphate and nitrogen base. This is RNA. Next question, what is gene? Gene is most important issue in heredity. We can define gene as the unit of controlling all the visible and invisible sign and character of organism is called gene. Unit of controlling all the visible and invisible sign and characters of organisms is called gene. There are the next question, why is a chromosome called a physical basis of heredity? We can say about this question from our text, the function of chromosomes is to carry gene to the offspring from the parents. Colors of human eyes, nature of hair, composition of skin, etc. continue intact through the flow of heredity carried by chromosomes. And this is why chromosomes are designed as a physical basis of heredity. Our next question, what is an autosome? We can say this question from our text, autosome. Autosome is a type of chromosome that play roles in physiological and embryonic development and the formation of the body of organism which have no part of determining sex. These are called autosome. So autosome plays important role to maintain physiological and embryonic development and formation of the body or body of organism, which have no part of determining of sex of this plant or animal, is called autosome. Human being consists of 46 chromosomes. Among 46 chromosomes there are 44 autosomes and 2 sex chromosomes. And next question, what does thalassemia mean? Or what do you mean by thalassemia, type of thalassemia, symptoms of thalassemia, cure of thalassemia? From our text we can say thalassemia is a disease of abnormal state of red blood cells. Because of this disease, red blood cells disintegrated. The patient suffers from anemia. This disease generally passes from generation to generation. In Bangladeshi context, thalassemia is an important hereditary problem. It is guessed that every year 7,000 babies are born with thalassemia, and at present the number of patients may be 1 lakh. It is an autosomal recessive disorder, like as when both father and mother are the carrier of both are the patient of thalassemia, only then does the patient or that does it dominates it in the offspring. When the marriage is held between maternal and paternal cousins or between close relatives, there is a higher possibility of giving birth to a child with thalassemia. Thalassemia are two types, alpha-thalassemia and beta-thalassemia. What is alpha-thalassemia? Alpha-thalassemia caused when alpha-globulin production is absent in the blood corpuscles, and beta-thalassemia is caused when the gene for the production of the protein beta-globulin is disintegrated. This type of disease is found in the people of Mediterranean region. This is thalassemia. On the basis of inherited genes, thalassemia is grouped into 2 categories, major thalassemia and 2 minor thalassemia. Major thalassemia, the victim's babies sustain genes from both the parents. This is called major thalassemia. And in case of minor thalassemia, a baby obtains genes either from the father or from the mother. These types of baby does not express any sign of thalassemia but functioned as a carrier of thalassemia gene. There is an important question like describe with diagrams how DNA replicates itself. To answer this question, we use a model answer like DNA molecule can increase its number by a special type of process called DNA replication. Through the process, a new DNA molecule is synthesized from a molecule of DNA. DNA replicates in a semi-conservative way. Through this process, the double-stranded DNA becomes single-stranded by breaking hydrogen bond in between them, and this strand causes the emergence of a new strand. That is, at the end of a new strand combining with another old strand from the structure of a molecule of DNA. As the new DNA emerges, it has a new and old strain. This is known as semi-conservative method. In 9056, Watson and Crick first successfully proposed the replication process of DNA. It is important for increase of number of DNA molecules. As DNA is the main component of heredity, so replication process is essential for conservation of genetic crypt. This is the replication of DNA. Here a old strand is remain and a new strand is emerged, and then replicated DNA is complete. Today I discuss a question, CQ question on chapter 12. This is an important question, Dhaka Board 2019. A cute daughter is born in a couple family. The child is as beautiful as her mother to look at. After a few days, the girl became pale. Beside her cornea turns dull, everything visible hazy. The first question, what is organic evolution? Second question, dinosaur has been extinct from the world, but how cockroaches are still alive? Number C, explain the structure of substance which on is responsible for the baby becomes as like as his mother, her mother. And last question, what are the causes for occurring such type of situation in the baby of the stem? Give your opinion. First question, what is organic evolution? In span of some thousands years of time, the species of living organism for their emergence and survival changed themselves, furnished new chains with them, and this is called organic evolution. Organic evolution is the change someone's or furnishing new chains with them, and this is called organic evolution. Second question, dinosaur had extinct from the world, but how cockroaches are alive? This is the theory of Darwin. This is Darwinism. We can say this question, the answer of questions about in this way. According to Darwin, living beings always have to fight with unfavorable environment to survive. The organism which can survive in unfavorable condition by adapting should be addressed as the fittest. The fittest organisms survive by winning the competition through adaptation. On the other hand, organisms which cannot adjust to the new change cannot survive and gradually become extinct. Dinosaurs become extinct in spirit of being much strong. They became extinct because they could not adapt well with the environment, but cockroaches are still alive for their adaptation capability. And this is the main reason for dinosaur extinct and cockroach still alive. There is another question, explain the structure of substance which are responsible for the baby become like its mother. The substance which are the responsible for baby become as like as mother is DNA or deoxyribonucleic acid. DNA is the main components and carrier of the behavioral characters of organism, and it directly carries the characteristics of parents to their offspring from generation to generation. The structure of DNA is described below. The main component of a chromosome is DNA. It is usually a double-stranded spiral structure of polynucleotide. One strand is complementary to the others. In it there are 5 carbon sugar, nitrogen base. This is adenine, guanine, cytosine and thymine, and inorganic phosphate. These 3 components collectively is called nucleotide. So, nitrogen base, sugar and phosphate collectively are called nucleotide. DNA is a stable substance in a chromosome. Nitrogen bases are 2 types, number 1 purine, number 2 pyrimidine. Adenine and guanine are purine, cytosine, thymine are pyrimidine. The adenine of the strand bonds with the thymine of another strands by two hydrocarbon bonds, and guanine of a helix contained with a cytosine of another helix by 3 carbon bonds. This bond is always developed between a pyrimidine and a purine. So a strand of DNA is complementary to another strands but not identical it too. A complete twist in a helix is 34 angstrom and in a complete twist there are 10 nucleotides. So the length of between the 2 adjacent nucleotides is 3.4 angstrom. The 2 strands of polynucleotide in DNA are positioned antiparallelly. It looks like rung in a twisted ladder. The bases of connection flatly or horizontally in position from the main axis. The external 2 strands or 2 axes of DNA are composed of consecutive arrangement of sugar and phosphate, and internal nitrogen base are plainly adjacent. In fact, DNA is a base street, but in a prokaryotic cell, DNA is usually circular and the surface area would be a few microbes to centromeres. It is composed of thousands of nucleotides, and the diameter of the twist helix structure everywhere in 20 angstrom. This is the structure of DNA. There is last question of this CQ. Number 1, what are the causes for occurring such type of situation of the baby of the stem? Give your opinion. There is most important xerophthalmia, or this is anemia type disease. Thalassemia is one of them. In the stem, the baby becomes pale after a few days. Her cornea transdulls and everything visible hazy. These are the symptoms of xerophthalmia. So the baby was suffered from xerophthalmia disease. The disease xerophthalmia occurs due to the deficiency of vitamin A. If the deficiency is not treated, the level and intensity of the disease increase. There are given to 8 levels of xerophthalmia, and night blindness is the lowest level. Generally, 2 to 5 years of children suffers from this disease. The sensory rod cell of the eyes get damaged. The patient cannot see in dim light. Everything seems to be hazy. If the disease occurs, the cornea turns cloudy. These are the symptoms of night blindness. Starting from night blindness, the fourth to fifth level of Shariful can be cured by applying vitamin A supplements and medications. If the disease becomes acute, there is no other alternative but surgical intervention or corneal transplantation. Vitamin A in its foods such as fish, liver, green vegetables, yellow and orange fruits and vegetables, ripe mango, banana, sweet pumpkin, carrots, etc. Molecular fish or if necessary vitamin A capsule should be taken to prevent the disease. This is the model answer of prescribed CQ, and next class we discussed about some CQ questions from chapter 12. No more today. Thank you to participate of our online class. Allah Hafiz.